Hey, it is straight up 10 o'clock on our Tuesday, June the 10th. We're 10 days away from the beginning of summertime. It's going to feel like summertime a little bit later on this week. Thanks for joining the weather conversation here. Of course, got to wait a few minutes to get more and more folks on board. And thanks as well for tuning in, whether it's on my Facebook page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, P-E-I-N-E, right there. I'm always backwards on that. And Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube. Thanks for liking or subscribing there. Thanks for watching the replay. Maybe you're watching in the afternoon or even in the evening time. And if you want to hop into the comments, let us know where you're watching from as well, so we can get some representation across the area. We are looking at full force sunshine across that New Albany sky there. We are live from the Extol Media Studios in Uptown New Albany, there at the corner of Market and Vincennes. And the weather is super chill today, so we can just take our time on this Tuesday morning. And I'm going to need to take some time because the throat is still acting up. About a month ago, I got a head cold thing. It kind of went away for a little while, and then now it's reared its ugly head. So we're getting through it here. Trying to hold off on antibiotics. Don't think I really need them. But so we have that beautiful blue sky across the area, and that is also showing up with the radar and satellite as we look at the full screen view here. There is not many clouds around, and you can see the showers moving off to the east. The active weather down around Savannah and Hilton Head, where they've got a tornado down there in far southern South Carolina. Love that area, that low country of South Carolina. So we are going to have this area of high pressure setting up over the area next few days, giving us some dry conditions as we preview what we're going to be talking about here on Ben at 10. And then the temperatures throughout the rest of the work week are going to be going up. Mid-80s tomorrow, upper 80s Friday, and muggy this weekend. But the mugginess is going to interact with a slow-moving front, which will likely give us some scattered showers and thunderstorms by this weekend. So if you've got some outdoor chores to do, might want to think about doing that here over the next few days because there could be some outdoor interruptions for this weekend. So we're going to look at all this as we plan out the rest of this week and get closer to summertime coming up here in just a few moments. A lot of times around 10:15, 10:20, we'll start to dig into the weather model data and get into the Weather Nerd segment. As always, Beverly Hagist, first one popping in this morning from Borden, Indiana. And Jeff Ham, thanks for tuning in here from Grantsburg. So thanks for showing where you are watching from here on this Tuesday morning. We are now at 10:03. So I want to head back over to the radar satellite view. I'm going to pop up the current conditions across the area, and that's at extolmag.com/weather. I'm just going to hit the refresh on that. So we have the very latest conditions. And while we're waiting on that to load, we've got Charlie Neff. Good morning from Georgetown, Indiana. Thanks for tuning in, Charlie, this morning. And we'll see if it wants to load here in just a second. While we wait, we can take a look as well at the Falls of the Ohio live camera there. And beautiful conditions across the area. What a morning out there. The humidity not going to be too bad either. Our dew points are in the 50s. It's a measure of water content. Now, day by day, the dew points are going to be on the rise. And by this weekend, we are back into the tropical air across the area. So we're going to be looking at that tropical air, eventually leading us to some scattered showers and thunderstorms. There's that beautiful view. Do want to mention, too, yes, pretty much full force sunshine across the area, but we do have, once again, with that northwest flow in the atmosphere, the Canadian wildfire smoke. So there might just be kind of a little bit of a haze, and we've got the full strawberry moon on the rise tonight. So it'll be a nice sunset, maybe kind of an orangish hue to the sun as it sets with that wildfire smoke. And then same deal as the moon rises at around 9:05 p.m. Should be kind of cool to check that out in the eastern sky. And then the moon is totally full at around 3:43 a.m. and it's going to be a bright night as a result of all of that. All right, there we go. So now we've got the page loaded up, extolmag.com/weather. You get your interactive radar, my 7-day forecast that I posted this morning. You've got your today's kind of forecast and more details here with the weather story. And then as we move on down, we've got our temperatures here starting off near 70 degrees. And I've got the alerts turned on. We'll talk a little bit more about the flooding that is ongoing there along the East Fork of the White River as well. So we'll take a look at some of the river levels after some recent heavy rains, especially over southern Indiana. So thanks for hopping in to Ben at 10 this morning. I want to give a shout out first, the Ivy Tech campus here at Sellersburg. You can go to ivytech.edu, just go to locations, hit the Sellersburg tab, and then you'll be right there at the Sellersburg Spotlight. So today is Tuesday, Tuesdays at the Tech. So you can kind of customize your visit. You can get in-person assistance, ways to get started, how to apply, help with submitting FAFSA, and getting financial aid, getting the right courses to get you efficiently through your post-secondary education, and leveling up. So Ivy Tech is all about skilling up Indiana. So you can find out a whole lot more right there. You can get to your campus tour to check out their modern facilities, student hotspots, state-of-the-art labs, and you can easily schedule that visit right there. You can RSVP for Tuesdays at the Tech and just get that one-on-one information right there. Also, Lyons Roofing, go to lyonsroofingco.com. They've got a job opening, a roofing repair technician. If you need a job, you know someone, a friend or family member, they are looking for you. Roofing and repair technician. You can also get a free estimate if you have any roofing issues. And I've learned a lot about the roofing industry here after the March hailstorm that went through. 812-294-3595. You can get in contact with Lyons Roofing. And also libspaving.com. Again, if you have a friend or family member that needs an opportunity, maybe a new career, you can see all of the available employment opportunities and ways to easily apply right there at libspaving.com, and just head to the upper right hand corner. There's careers there. That is LIB as in Ben, spaving.com. Also want to thank our partners here, personally and professionally. I've got a personal account. I've got a business account with NWSB. People you know wherever you go, banking the way you want. So you can find more information about NWSB, newwashbank.com. So thanks for all those folks that have partnered up with us, and you can do the same if you would like right here at ben@extolmag.com. So just send me an email. If you have any weather questions too, we can talk about it on the next episode of Ben at 10. Just email me, ben@extolmag.com. Real easy to do. But if you have an organization, a business, let us know. If you want to get the megaphone out and get it spread out throughout Southern Indiana and beyond, we can help you with that marketing program and the advertising. Jason at extolmag.com as well. We've been averaging over 2 million views per month over the last 90 days just on the good old Facebook. So thanks for joining us right here. We appreciate you all for being here. And again, you can take a look at the current conditions that we have out there, right around 70 degrees. A little fog over parts of Kentucky this morning, and very quiet conditions, though, over our region right now. So it's off to a beautiful start to this June 10th. And we have Vicki Berger, good morning. Beautiful day from Salem. Lillian Lasley said, good day for fishing on my earlier post. Lillian, you are correct about that. Maybe not fishing in the raging East Fork of the White River through Seymour, as it is swelling up and flooding some of the farm fields there again. A frequent flooder there in Jackson County, Indiana. Beautiful day, as Lillian Lasley said. We've got Judy Tyndall from Cloverport. Thanks for tuning in here right along the river there, Breckenridge County. Patricia Spriggs, good morning. I hope the allergies ease up soon. I've got the same problem. Hate summer. I think spring is the worst, in my opinion, for the allergies. You get a little break in summertime when the leaves are all on the trees and the flowers have grown. And then late summer and into autumn, we start to head into the ragweed or weed pollen season. But whatever it is, I'm tired of it impacting me. We're going to say hello to Big Happy, take a swig before we move in to the forecast, which we're going to do right now. And this is exciting. Boom, we got the Cards heading to Omaha this Friday. I think 7 p.m. is their first game. What are they, like taking on Oregon State or something like that? So go Cards this weekend. Been a while since we've been to Omaha. And then also congrats. What a game last night. The Murray State Racers, they've got local Dom Decker. He's an infielder, and what a hitter he has been. I saw his mom out there in the stands yesterday, Stephanie Decker, Joe Decker, Silver Creek High School coach as well. So big baseball family. Congratulations to them. Exciting times. First time for the Murray State Racers heading to Omaha. So exciting stuff there. We've got the Pacers in the NBA Finals, tied up 1-1. That's fun to watch right now. We've got some exciting baseball. We've got U.S. Open golf as we head into Father's Day weekend. I love to sometimes just chill and watch some golf on the Father's Day weekend. John Fox likes to watch some golf as well and likes to play some golf. We need to get back out on the golf course sometime soon. We keep talking about it. So today's forecast, looking lovely out there. 81 degrees. The humidity not too bad. It will be rising later as we head into the weekend. It is going to get super muggy this weekend. But for today, really nice out there. West wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. UV index at a high level of 7 to 8. Pretty easy to get a burn out there. Just remember some of that sunscreen if you're going to be outside for a while. And tonight, check it out. We've got the full strawberry moon. And what a picture here, by the way. This was the last moon, or a couple full moons ago, from Duke Marsh in New Albany, Indiana. He is an amazing photographer, and he finds the high spots in New Albany and gets these zoomed in visuals around, over the bridges and over downtown Louisville. So we're going to see a nice view of the full strawberry moon tonight. The moonrise at 9:05 and totally full at 3:43. With some of that wildfire smoke haze in the air from Canada again today, and a clear sky tonight, this should be a nice big full moon on the rise. We've got Perry Porter popping in this morning from Borden. I need to get my yard mowed. I do too. It's getting about a foot tall in my yard. I was wanting to do it today, but my wife is like, why don't you take a break since all the congestion and everything. So I still got tomorrow, still got Thursday, and I think most of Friday to get that yard work done. That'll be my goal today. Take it easy, do some yard work. Maybe try to get to the golf course with my son Brady, who got a new driver recently. So Duke, I look forward to seeing the new pictures with the full moon tonight. Tonight's low, 64 degrees, and it's going to be a bright night with that full moon. And Vicky, so proud of the Salem Lady Lions making it to semi-state. Yeah, that is awesome. Good luck to them. And our forecast here for tomorrow for your June 11th, more sunshine across the area. We'll be in the 60s in the early morning, 70s at noon, and that forecast high at 85 degrees for tomorrow afternoon. So a little bit warmer. That is right about normal for this time of the year. Our average high is 85. Normal low is 66. Sun up at 6:19 and setting at 9:06. We're getting closer to those latest sunsets of the year, which is right around the beginning of summertime in about 10 days. June 20th, 21st, 22nd. We have those 9:10 p.m. sunsets. You can even see a little twilight still left all the way through about 10 p.m. So love this time of the year. Back to the forecast here. Here is that 7-day. We've got 85 tomorrow, 89 Thursday, and then upper 80s for Friday, and then 86 Saturday, Sunday. Notice our low temperatures getting warmer, around 70 for those low temperatures. That means the dew point that measure water content in the air is going to be around 70 degrees. So the tropical air returns. I've got a chance of maybe a shower or storm toward Friday evening, just about a 20% chance of that, but a more widespread chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms Saturday as a front stalls out over the region Saturday, Sunday. Both the GFS and the European weather model calling for that good chance of some spotty showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon and the early evenings when you have the heat of the day. That just makes the air unstable, so we're going to have that activity. I know, not good timing. I was supposed to head to Patoka this Saturday, hoping to still do that with that rain chance there, and then Sunday, Father's Day, high of 86 and still a chance for some storms. And then looking just warm and humid and mainly dry next Tuesday, Wednesday, highs around 87 degrees. Teresa Logston, thanks for watching here this morning. Thanks for the comments here, guys. So that is a look at the forecast in detail. But now it is time that we break out the weather model data and bring up our fancy weather graphics here. We'll bring it back up. There's the radar and satellite looking fantastic. You can take a peek outside as well at that beautiful blue sky. Thanks for joining us too. If you're just coming in to Ben at 10 here at 10:16, there is a look at that nice blue sky out there. And also the radar and satellite showing that clear sky over our region with the showers well off to the east, heading off the east coast of the United States. So let's go ahead and bring up some of that weather model data now. And I do want to, okay, first, let's take a look at the river levels, since we were talking about the current conditions here just a second ago. And you can get to these river levels, by the way, if you just go to extolmag.com/weather. There's the Kentucky, Indiana river levels. I just clicked on that. Brings up water.noaa.gov. So the East Fork of the White River near Seymour, so through Jackson County, Indiana, heading up to minor flood stage at about 12 feet. And then you can go to the impacts. If you just scroll down here, and that is, you know, again, minor flooding, so not a huge deal, but there is at that level, when it goes over the banks, it's so flat in those areas of Jackson County that significant agricultural land begins to flood and high water begins to affect some roads. So if you're up there in Jackson County and possibly into northern Washington County, Indiana, into around the Bedford area, Mitchell, perhaps, let us know what it looks like in your area in the comments. And then you can see in the Lawrence County that the river level's heading back below the action stage, so below the banks as we head into Friday and Saturday. That did make me a little curious, though. If you go to, again, you go to water.noaa.gov, of how the mighty Ohio River is doing. Not under flood stage here in Louisville, but I was curious if it was just maybe a little bit above the normal pool stage. And it looks like the mighty Ohio River is doing just fine handling the recent rains. And a big part of that is because it is now deep into the growing season and everything is soaking up the rainfall. So some smaller river systems flooding, but the Ohio River is doing just fine. The forecast is basically right at or just above the normal pool stage of around 12 feet. So no flooding there with the McAlpin upper gauge there along the Ohio River. And I mean, we're looking live here at the Ohio River too, and it looks like things are fine there along the falls of the Ohio. Sometimes I just like to take a sneak peek and pretend I'm one of those people fishing. Sometimes we got a boat out there. Never know what you're going to catch out of the Ohio River. There's a variety of fishing species out there, fish species. Beautiful day to get out there and take a walk, though, for sure. All right, as I mentioned before, we'll get to the weather models here. And we've got Perry Ports, can't wait for Jackson County's Watermelon Festival. Do they have a Watermelon Festival? I have not heard about that. And really quickly, just looking at something else here. I really, will we get anything from the hurricane? I don't know what hurricane you might be referring to. I don't see anything out there. And there's nothing in the weather models that show anything about the hurricane. like out in the Atlantic Ocean, perhaps, there is a tropical storm out off of the west coast of Mexico in the Pacific Ocean. Don't see anything else out there. But you can go to, if you ever want to take a look, you can go to nhc.noaa.gov. So that's the National Hurricane Center. And it says there are no tropical cyclones in the Atlantic at this time. So they're not even looking at any activity. So, but it is the very beginning of the Atlantic hurricane season. So not a bad idea to check up on it every once in a while. All right, so here is we're going to bring up the future radar and look ahead to the weekend. We're also going to look at the dew point map. So I put together this map right here. This shows the amount of water content in the air. And let me go ahead and turn off. Oops, did I turn on the wrong thing? I'll turn that radar off. And so this is the dew point map. So the dew point is a measure of the water content in the air. So if you cool the air down to the dew point, you'll have dew form. So there's dew on the grass this morning. The air temperature dropped to the dew point. Sometimes you get fog. So the higher the dew point, you don't have to cool the air down as much to get dew. So if you had a glass of water outside and the dew point 70, the reason why you're getting that the dew on the glass of water is because we've got so much water in the air. It's very easy to condense out the water in the air once you get down to the dew point. So we've got dew points in the 50s. That is pretty comfortable. When you get in the 60s, you start to feel that mugginess a bit, and you can see the really dry air that's very common out west of the Rockies, around the Rockies and out west. So they've got that desert air out there in the red. Green is the muggier weather. And of course, you're seeing mid-70s dew points around the beaches of the Gulf Coast and around Florida. And then we do have this drier 50s. That's comfortable coming in behind that front. So we're looking good with dry air for now. Now, when we look ahead with the dew points, let me bring up the dew point on the GFS weather model. And I've got this here at 2 p.m. Saturday the 14th. So as I bring this up full screen on this little dew point explainer we're doing here. So this is really dry air out west, your desert air. And this is called the dry line, by the way. Out in the Great Plains, that's where a lot of times severe weather will pop up along that dry line. And then east of the dry line is your Gulf of Mexico, now Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it. And then the Atlantic Ocean moisture pools up over the Ohio Valley, the Deep South, the eastern United States. So those are some high dew points. And let me get out of the telestration and the full screen. So that means we are back to some tropical air this Saturday. That is showing dew points in the upper 60s and 70s. That is the air that you can wear, as some folks like to call it. So there you go. Some tropical air back in the forecast. So this is this weekend. Saturday, Sunday, you've got all that moisture. We got all that heat. We're also going to have a front getting closer to the area. It's a recipe for some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the region for this weekend. But it will take a little time for that mugginess to get here. Tomorrow, dew points are still pretty low. Thursday, a little bit more humid. Friday, I think we're going to really start to feel that humidity on the rise, and then it's just plain muggy for this weekend. All right, we'll stay with the GFS weather model and bring up the reflectivity, which is the regular radar view that we're used to, or the future radar. And I'm going to back this up to the 13th at 11 a.m. So we're starting off Friday here. And by the way, we're dry today, tomorrow, most of Friday. So this here is Friday morning at 11 a.m. Going later in the day, this is 2 o'clock, active weather out west. Now we're getting into Friday evening, and there you can see we're starting to see a chance of some showers and thunderstorms in the region. So that'll be our next decent chance of a shower or thunderstorm late Friday. So then we've got this front that is stalling out over the area. This is at 8 o'clock Saturday morning. Back to some active weather across the area. This is 11 a.m. Saturday, and this is Saturday afternoon. You're just looking at summer pattern, hit or miss showers and thunderstorms bubbling up across Indiana, Kentucky, and the Ohio Valley. So be prepared for some rain chances this weekend. I don't think it's a big threat of severe weather. There's not a lot of wind in the atmosphere, but there is a juicy atmosphere, warm and moist, and this could promote some heavy rainmakers, some tropical downpours this weekend. Going into Sunday, I know some folks still have some graduation parties and things going on, and it just kind of depends a little bit on what model you're buying for Sunday. Still close enough with this front that there could be some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. So I'm going like a 60% chance of rain Saturday, and then like a 40% chance Sunday. The GFS, not crazy here on Sunday. This is at 5 p.m. Sunday, but it does keep a little better chance over Kentucky than Indiana, with that stalled out front moving just a little slower off to the south. Clara Matthews, good morning to you. Thanks for hopping in the comments here on our Tuesday. And then this is 8 p.m. on Sunday. And then trying to get our next work week to start off dry as we head into next Monday afternoon. This is heading towards our Ben on a Limb segment, which means we're getting into the long-range weather model data. Sometimes we take this with a grain of salt as we get out this far. But it does show some drier conditions Monday. And we've got Donna Hammond, good morning to you. Thanks for tuning in here. So that's Monday, looking mostly dry, and then going into next Tuesday, that would be the 17th of June. Next week, already heading into late June. That is crazy. I feel like we just started this month showing a little chance of maybe a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. So unfortunately, guys, if you do have some weekend plans, Saturday, Sunday, the highest chances of rain throughout the next 7 days, unfortunately, for our area. All right, bringing back up the maps here, and I'm going to bring up the Storm Prediction Center. The Storm Prediction Center is a division of the National Weather Service out of Norman, Oklahoma. Their one big job is to look across the United States and see where severe weather might happen. Absolutely no severe weather anywhere close to us. Level 1 risk, which is very low level, just basically pop-up storms there along the Gulf and over the East Coast, and a slight risk out over western Texas. And then as we go into day 2, severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center, no risk for us. Looks like any small chance of some storms is out Texas to the northwest, over the Corn Belt of Iowa, and then over the northern Rockies. Day 3, so this would take us into Thursday. No risk of severe weather for us. Small risk out over parts of the Great Plains. Day 4 would take us into Friday. I don't see any risk there. And this weekend, even though we have some pop-up storms, it looks like it would be a small threat. Sheila Milburn, good morning. I'm definitely feeling the allergies too. Still enjoying outside. Yeah, I really haven't changed my habits today and tomorrow. I'm just trying to relax a little bit, trying to get the congestion in control here. Took some Dayquil this morning. I don't feel like it does a whole lot, but we'll get through it. No big deal. Lillian Lasley saying, feel better soon. Thank you very much. Mike Perkins. Hey, Mike. Thanks for tuning in to the show this morning. All right, that is the weather model data. Quick look at the Climate Prediction Center. They look just a little bit farther out, watching for any signals for above normal temperatures or above average precipitation chances. This is the forecast for the 6 to 10 day range. So looking through a lot of next week, some of those above normal temperatures sliding our way, which we're going to be a bit above normal in the upper 80s. Thursday, Friday, mid to upper 80s this weekend into early next week. So trending right at or above normal with our temperatures. This is 6 to 10 day. This goes 8 to 14 days, and it shows a little bit above average chance of above normal temperatures. As we go to mid-late June, it does look like the overall ridge in the jet stream begins to win out, and that means summer-like conditions across the area. And the precipitation outlook for the 6 to 10 day shows a bit above normal chance for some wet conditions. That would be Saturday, Sunday for us. And then beyond that, our weather pattern could stay a little bit active later next week. While we do have the warm conditions and the humid conditions on the way, the jet stream just close enough to continue to give us a chance of some disturbances moving through from time to time and giving us some storms from time to time as well. So this is the jet stream today. Let me go to like 2 p.m. today. So this is let me go to full screen. So you can see the flow of the jet stream here. It goes like this. So northwest. And so it's pulling down some of that wildfire smoke once again. So it's Christopher Ramos. Is summer here yet? It is almost 10 days, June 20th, the beginning of summertime. Now I'm going to look at a little bit farther down the road here. With the jet stream, we'll take this to, we'll go far out. We'll go far, far out, like June 24th. Jet stream, mostly off to the north. So that would be getting into the summertime type of pattern here. Jet stream is up this way. But my point is here, we're close enough to getting a disturbance to move through the region every once in a while. So we are on the warm side of the jet stream, no doubt about that, over the next couple of weeks. Very warm, humid, summer-like air, but also close enough to some disturbances to give us some occasional showers and thunderstorms. Again, dry the next few days, but this weekend, some scattered showers and thunderstorms. What's the good part about that? It might be annoying to have those rain chances every now and again, but for farmers in the fields and the yards and gardens, it keeps us away from drought conditions. So I would not think that we'd have any kind of drought anytime soon. Oh, Perry popping in with some more details here. The Jackson County Watermelon Festival, July 31st to August 12th. So just like Perry, feel free, if your city, small town, county, maybe your big city has an event, feel free to pop it in and we can chat about it in the comments right there. I don't think there's any chance, Robert, that they can put out those fires. They just got to let them roll. They don't have the resources up there, and it's over way too large of an area. In fact, I did have not sure why I don't see that graphic. Oh, I can just pull it up here. I forgot I've got the internet at my fingertips. We can just pull that up. So this would be, it's the HRRR and the rapid refresh weather model. So you can go to rapidrefresh.noaa.gov/HRRR/HRRR smoke, if you're writing that down. And so this is what it looks like when you look at the weather models, more kind of in a raw format. You go to vertically integrated smoke, and there are other pages that do smoke forecasts, by the way. I think Pivotal Weather has a smoke forecast. So this is a look at the smoke weather model. And I don't know how big your screen is, but that red and orange, if you can see that closely, over the Ohio Valley, so that matches up with the jet stream. So as we look at this, so that we saw the jet stream coming in from the northwest, a little bit of a trough here. That's doing a few things here. It's bringing in some drier air. Dew points are lower humidity. It's pushing a front through. It's giving us dry weather over the next few days. But it's also bringing down that wildfire smoke from Canada. So as we go back to that map full screen, there you can see even though we have sunshine, it will likely be a bit of that hazy sunshine. This also promotes, those kind of orangey looking sunsets and sunrises. The hue of the sun looks a little more orange. And then we've got the full moon on the rise tonight at 9:05 p.m. It might make it look really cool as well. And it could be kind of a big looking moon on the rise. The full strawberry moon is tonight, so it is going to be a bright night. But Robert Simpson asking, any luck putting out those wildfires in Canada? No luck yet. They're going to need that jet stream and Mother Nature to give them a lot of water to eventually put out those fires. But good question there. All right, we'll give it back to the forecast, and then we'll just kind of wrap things up here on our Tuesday edition of Ben at 10. And when I bring this up, this is also going to be another congrats to the Cardinals. U of L Cards going to Omaha. Their game Friday evening at 7, I believe. And then we've got the Murray State Racers, local Dom Decker on that team, an amazing infielder who's just gotten better and better over the last few years, and a big hitter on their team too. So the Murray State Racers, they play Saturday. So U of L Friday and the Racers Saturday. We've got the Pacers in the NBA Finals, so that's fun to watch as well. Today, whatever you want to do out there is great. 81 degrees, sunny and pleasant. Humidity is not bad at all. West wind at around 5 to 10. Our sunset at 9:06. UV index around 7 or 8, so it's at a high level. And there's your full strawberry moon details. Thanks to a picture there, too, by the last full moon, Duke Marsh from New Albany, Indiana. Check out his page, by the way, on Facebook. He's got some awesome pictures of a lot of the moon rises over the city and the skyline in New Albany as well. Totally full at 3:43 a.m. And tonight's forecast, low 64 degrees, clear and calm, and a light wind and a bright night with that full moon. Sun up tomorrow morning at 6:19. So we're getting the earliest sunrises and the latest sunsets of the year over the next few weeks. Forecast tomorrow, we've got 65 in the early morning, 70s at noon, and mid-80s tomorrow afternoon. A little bit warmer, but that is a normal high for this time of the year. 85 is our average high for June 11th. 7-day forecast popping up to upper 80s near 90 degrees Thursday. So Thursday is one of those days in the city limits, around the concrete and the pavement. You might get that 90-degree temperature. Some of those bank thermometers showing 90 perhaps. Upper 80s Friday, most of Friday dry. By evening time Friday, we might have a shower or storm. Unfortunately, for your weekend plans, have maybe an alternate plan to head indoors if you get caught with one of these locally heavy downpours, some tropical downpours possible. It's going to be muggy out there, high of 86 or so Saturday, Sunday. Going to be sticky out there, and the moisture levels going up. And we see that by the nighttime low temperatures, around 70 degrees. So that'll be the coolest nighttime temperature, midsummer-like air that you can wear, just kind of soupy out there this weekend. And we also have a kind of a stalled out front that'll give us some rounds of some showers and thunderstorms Saturday, Sunday, it looks like here for us. If we can get that front to move south and off to the east, then we're looking mostly dry Monday and Tuesday. So plenty of dry time in there. Unfortunately, our highest chance of rain for the weekend. Tomorrow's Wednesdays with Weddington. Feel free to drop in a comment if you have any questions about a project around the home, custom home building, anything you want to talk about around your house or your yard. We can get those questions over to the professional, Brad Weddington, who built my house. That's Weddington Custom Homes. He's got a page, too, on Facebook that we're populating now, Wednesdays with Weddington, WeddingtonCustomHomes.com, if you want to check out that. Good dude there. All right. Removing that, adding this back in, and all that also brings up the reminder to myself. And then we'll get back to our final comments of the morning. If you ever want to partner up with us, you can just email me, Ben, at extolmag.com. We'll bring out that Southern Indiana megaphone and get all of your information about your business, your organization, whatever your interest is. Jason at extolmag.com. We've been averaging over 2 million views per month over the last 90 days. Just on my Facebook page, we've got other routes too, other platforms with Extol Media to get your message out there. So feel free to email me, or if you just have a weather question, we can answer that as well. Ben at extolmag.com. So Thank you if you want to partner up, and also a thank you to our partners, ivytech.edu. Today is Tuesday. That means Tuesdays at the Tech. You can learn more information about that. And I've been bragging, as a dad should, that my daughter is starting IU as a second semester sophomore. She already has a year and a half thanks to all of her dual credits at Ivy Tech. I played golf with a student out at Christian Academy who already had 2 years, going into IUS with 2 years of college credits. So there you go. There's your jump start, saving you thousands of dollars. And you can easily RSVP for Tuesdays at the Tech and get that one-on-one information, how to apply, the FAFSA documentation, how to pay for college, a lot of stuff that we as parents are still learning. Lions Roofing, if you know a friend or family member that needs an opportunity, they're hiring for a roofing repair technician. Of course, you can get those skills with 42 programs offered at Ivy Tech. And there's a whole lot more jobs posted at libspaving.com. L-I-B as in Ben, libspaving.com. Locally owned company, out of the knobs, the biggest pavement contractor around, and you can see all of the job openings right there. So again, family, friend, needs an opportunity, right there you go. And then take that money from that career and get you a bank account right here. People you know wherever you go, banking the way you want, NWSB, newwashbank.com. And you can see a lot of their services right there on their webpage that I am scrolling right there right now. So thank you for watching. Or Ben at 10, I'm meteorologist Ben Peine, and there's a live look out there at the sunshine that we have. Vicky Berger saying, have a great day. God bless you. God bless you too, as Vicky. And we might end it with that comment right here at 10:42. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this morning. Tomorrow, what are we going to be talking about? More beautiful weather across the area for our Wednesday. It's going to be a wonderful Wednesday. Thursday is going to be nice. If you like it warm, like myself, upper 80s, near 90 degrees. And then late Friday is when that next chance of some showers and thunderstorms arrive. And of course, we'll try to fine tune those weekend storm chances as we get closer. We can eventually by Thursday, Friday, start to look into the high resolution weather model data and try to give a little more fine tuned timing to those weekend storm chances. But I think we're going to leave it there with Vicky Berger. Again, have a great day. God bless you. Thanks for watching on our meteorologist Ben Peine Facebook page, Peine. Let me go back to the comments. And so there you go, Peine. Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube. Thanks for liking or subscribing to our YouTube page. And extolmag.com/weather. We've got you linked there, up there too, to our live stream. All right, guys, enjoy that sunshine out there today. We'll see you tomorrow right here, same time.